Hey, what's up, everybody? Fire up the grill. It is lunchtime. We got a great show for you guys today. Welcome to episode 19. So if you're looking for something to binge watch this weekend, you could binge watch Lunchtime with the Bookmakers. Not a bad idea. Skip Black Rabbit. I'm getting bored with it. Task is good on HBO. Stick with that. Lunchtime with the Bookmakers Grilled, where our daily specials are our guests. I'm your host, Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan, and I just want to talk to my fellow Keystone State fans out there watching. I know Deb and our guests coming up. It'll be okay. I know yesterday was the city of brotherly ugh. It was a rough day yesterday. Just like put on Rocky. Watch the original Rocky movie or something like that. Skip 4 because it's terrible. Christian, if you're watching, he's going to scream at me. But the Phillies lost on a fumble. Yes, the baseball team lost on a fumble. Eagles lost. They got crushed by the Giants and Dart and Scattaboo. And the Flyers lost to the Panthers. So that ain't no Philly special. So I know, Deb, if you're watching, I know our guest today is watching, is from Philly. That's why I had him on the show. So we'll get into that later. I want to see if he's doing okay. He looks great. So I'm already said hi to him. Didn't want to talk about any scores. Our first guest today is actually a comedy legend. If you want pure stand-up, if you want jokes per minute, you want to laugh over 1 billion times, this is the guy. Craig Shoemaker will be on. You'll know Craig, the Lovemaster. He's been in several movies, several specials. His Showtime special is about an hour and a half, 1,000 laughs in it. So make sure you check out Craig Shoemaker. We'll talk more to him in a second. He is a Philly guy through and through. He knows every Philly. He knows every Eagle. We're going to talk Philly. We're going to break this down. We're going to talk him off a ledge because it was a rough day for Philadelphia. So he's going to be on the show just in a few minutes. And then the back half of the show, pretty exciting. We got the author of this book right here. The author of this book, Old Timers Day, soon to be a major motion picture, Richard Lopresto, who also has a background in bookmaking. He's got a book that's very interesting. I have it. I started it, and soon to be a movie. So big show for you guys. But, we like to start off the show with some small bites here in the diner. And Dodgers won. I know a lot of people who are watching are happy about that. The Dodgers did win the game. Now, listen, there's a gentleman named Attila. I see him in the chat already. Welcome from beautiful downtown Baker, home of the world's largest tongue. Oops, he means thermometer. If you've ever driven from LA to Vegas, you got to stop in Baker. I think Bun Boy's there. They have the world's largest thermometer. I remember driving by one time. It was 120 degrees. He actually pulled over to watch this. And you're like, Attila, he's in the chat every day. Why is he in LA? Well, he went to the Dodger game. And I asked him, you know what? It would be cool if you had some fan footage you can send us. Thomas, let's go ahead and send the first clip. We got 2 from him. Here we go. Fan footage there you go. That one. Is that one? Where's the fan footage you have?
Oh, stick.
No, not. It's not in yet. Okay, that's all right. We can get to it later. Attila, we are going to show your footage. He was at the Dodger game. He took a couple videos. If you want to roll that one again, I mean, we'll show the good news, but we'll show the bad news for Craig Shoemaker. So that was, we love fan reaction videos on this show. So here you go. This poor kid, Orion, and then. Yeah.
Oh my God!
You got to feel for this kid. As you know, there was a lot of different angles him after the Dodgers were celebrating. He did have all day. He should have thrown to first. They're saying he might have forgot how many outs there were. He just needed one. Could have thrown to first. JT Realmuto pointing to first base. One, throw to one. He fumbled, tried to get it home, overthrew his catcher. That's all she wrote. A really heartbreaking way for this season end for Philly fans. Yeah. And the crashed out guy we can't even show because there's too much swearing. So we'll talk more about the Phillies and Dodgers when we can. When you get those videos in, let me know. All right. We'll talk about the Giants and Eagles. Now, listen, we thought the Eagles would win. We had Deb Whitkus from Philadelphia. She said 27-21 Eagles. I thought the Eagles would win the game, but I said take the points. 7.5 on the Giants Thursday night division game. Coming off a short week. They're both tired. I knew it would be a close game. They know each other. But, boy, that was a coming out party for Jackson Dart and Cam Scattaboo. Cam Scattaboo, who at Arizona State, he was a highlight reel there. I kind of wanted the Steelers to get him. When they passed on him, I was like, damn, I really want him. We took Caleb Johnson from Iowa, who hasn't really seen the field much. Oh, except for when he bungled that kickoff against Seattle. He just watched it. It's a live ball, idiot. I kind of wanted Cam Scattaboo. They didn't get him. But last night he had 90 yards, over 90 yards, 3 touchdowns. If you have him in a fantasy league, you scored about 26 points. good head start on a Thursday. And Jackson Dart looks like a composed vet already. That scrambled touchdown run was absolutely amazing. I knew the kid was quick. He had that knee injury at Ole Miss. I loved him at Ole Miss, who have the best uniforms in college football. I wanted him to be a Steeler. I think a lot of teams passed on him. That's the guy the Giants got. So they let go of Daniel Jones, who's having a career year with Indianapolis. So for Giants fans, seeing him having a career year, not as bad now because they got the future with Jackson Dart. Really great game to watch if you're a Giants fan, not so much to do if you're an Eagles fan. All right, we have a little Cam Scatterboo cartoon. This cartoon hit the internet right after. You got to follow this site. You'll see the name of it here. So it's very South part. It might be part of South Point. So go ahead and show the video of Cam Scatterboo.
Who I'm playing? The Booty Push Boys or the Cowgirls? Giants in 5.
Now, Giants in 5 would be more of a baseball term. I don't know who's writing it, but it's funny. I like it. And of course, if you missed Cam Scatterboo after the game, he and Ryan Fitzpatrick, they had a little contest where they ripped their shirts off. Here we go. This is post-game stuff, so maybe you didn't see it. Oh, now we're going. Okay. This is a footage. He was there at the game. He's up there in the Frank Drebin Nordberg seats. And then he has another video, right? Oh, just one for now. It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get this. That's all right, buddy. Okay, let's go back to them ripping their shirts off. Here we go. Cam Scatterboo.
Oh, yeah, Scatterboo! Okay!
Hulk Hogan here. The guy's a legend in New York already. Patrick ripping his shirt off. Bart holding the mic now. Chest pumping. Cam Scatterboo will never pay for a drink or meal in New York for the rest of his career after last night's game, trashing Philadelphia for 3 touchdowns. All right, I keep saying these bad things about Philadelphia, ladies and gentlemen. I think we need to hear the other side. We need to hear, hey, look, we won the Super Bowl last year. We made it to the playoffs. What did the Pirates do? Neither. What did the Steelers do? Neither. So, ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman is a good friend of mine. Last time I saw him was here in Vegas. He was headlining at the old Laugh Factory over at the Chop, which is no longer existing. I think there's a rumor I heard that it might end up at Bally's Laugh Factory. Maybe he'll know. As I said earlier when I was talking about at the top of the show, one of the funniest guys alive on stage. Got to catch him. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in Philadelphia fan till he dies, Craig Shoemaker. There he is, Craig. Craig, I'm sorry, but that was the news I had.
What kind of timing do you have on having me on?
Well, I wanted you on because I figured
you asked me ahead of time. I will admit you asked me ahead of time.
I did.
Right? Having no idea that we want that whole night last night to be quiet. I want to call it the shush push. We need to just shush. No more. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Unbelievable. What a night.
Now, where were you watching everything? Were you at home in front of the TV?
Let me tell you something. I was so excited about our postseason. I got a new shirt.
I love that.
Look, it still has the price tag. Still has the
That's
tag
what the
on
kids do. You're hip.
I didn't even. Oh, really? I didn't realize that. I'm not hip. No, this was just because I'm a cheap bastard, and I think if they lose, it's going back. But I wore it just for your show. I was all ready to go to the World Series, baby. I was all set.
Listen, I am a Dodger fan. Dodgers are my second favorite team because I spent so much time in LA as a kid and as an adult. Pirates are number one, obviously. Now, I have said over the past 5 years on South Point and here, my hatred for the Phillies is softened because they're no longer in the National League East with the Pirates and Mets and Cubs and Cardinals. And the Pirates aren't trying. So a team close to me, the Phillies, I can root for them. I like Bryce Harper. I like that whole lineup. I like Schwarber. I really thought their bats would come alive. I just think losing the first 2 games at home, that's an impossible hole to climb out of. And I think the fans, if you see a lot of the exit videos after games 1 and 2, they felt like it was already over. But boy, they hung tough. And you got to feel for that poor kid on that play.
Yeah, it's a simple math. Apparently, he's not a math major. I mean, just throw to first base. I have no, listen, we all have brain farts, just not in front of millions of people. And I'm happy about that. This was really, I don't know what he was thinking. You got to know your situation.
Yeah.
And, it's just not just about pitching. It's not balls and strikes. You got to know all situations and everything around you. I know. I learned that when I was pitching back 100 years ago.
Did you pitch in high school?
I did. Yeah.
Did you? Were you any good?
I always have a good fastball. By the way, though, it has changed to the point where I can tell you a real quick story. So,
please,
fortunately, with my career, I've been able to throw out the first pitch a few times.
Yeah.
So the first time I did it was in Montreal. There was the Expos against the Phillies, and I threw a ball. They popped the mitt. That's all I wanted. I wanted the catcher to go.
Smack.
I wanted the catcher to go, wow, man, you got some juice. And he did, right? So he catches the ball. So now I'm like, okay, ask me again and watch what happens. So I go to Yankee State. No, it was the Yankees. It was actually in Tampa. And they said, here, you can have the first pitch. And I have friends who were on the Yankees, Robin Ventura, Steve Carsey. And they told me to do something, right? Right before I went out, he tells me to face backwards like Louis Tiant, he did to do this, to do the wind up. And as I'm doing that, I see them laughing and I'm going, oh, they were playing me. And sure enough, I soared this thing over the catcher's head to the point where I got booed out of the stadium and I didn't even watch the game. I was in a shame spiral. Worse than that, then I get Philadelphia Phillies and I met with Anderson. I met with some of the Phillies before and they said, do a skunk ball. So I'm combining Louis Tiant with something funny where I rub the ball on my rear end as I'm winding up. Right. So, and I no time to practice. They just hand you the ball.
Right.
So, they were playing me again. And sure enough, I held on to it so long. I hit your manager,
Jim Leland?
Pittsburgh. No, this was it was a great play. Oh God, starts with W.
Lloyd McClendon.
No. To keep going. He was a good player, but he never lived up to it.
Jack Tracy.
Come on.
What year is this? Gene Lamont.
I'll go
John
10
Russell.
years ago. 10 years ago.
John Russell. Clint Hurdle.
That's it. Clint Hurdle.
Yeah.
It was so off. I hit Clint Hurdle in the dugout.
Are there videos of any of this?
Yeah.
Anywhere?
You can look up that one. It's Craig Shoemaker Hall of Shame. It's called it. We did a video, a compilation, and it has me at the end with a towel over my head. I was in such shame. and what's great about it is this is actually what led me to be a comedian because I was a failure, and I had to use the alchemy of laughter for the failure. And so it started off like, oh my God, it's a dream. I popped the mitt into, I hit the manager of the opposing team in the dugout. That's how long I held on to the ball.
Yeah, it's like a Bull Durham when he hits the mascot. You almost
but he had a career in baseball and I did not. I had a career in comedy.
Now wait, why were you doing the ball in Montreal? By the way, were you throwing a first against the Phillies? You said, but were you in Montreal? Or
I was in Montreal for the comedy festival.
But you were not wearing a Montreal jersey though, because I know you would never do that.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Right. Okay.
No, I am so loyal to Philadelphia. Like Jeannie Buss is my old friend, and I sit in her seats for 30 years, and I still wear Sixers stuff when I'm in the seats for the Lakers. Yeah, I will. And by the way, she applauds that. Stick with your team. Not like a Johnny come lately, like you moved to California and all of a sudden Dodger fan. No, you're Pirates all the way. By the way, Pirates, Dodgers. What do you do?
Oh, no. I always wear Pirate stuff. Listen, when I used to go, so when I first moved to LA full time for comedy, like in the mid 90s, I would go to the Pirate games and I would go with buddies and I would partake in a lot of beer. Now I had bought a Pirates hat that was blue with a green P. So it kind of let me blend in with Dodger fans, but yet still show Pittsburgh. I think I wore a jersey a couple times. I'll tell you a funny story about Ed Driscoll in a second. But I would go and root the Pirates on. Now, I would tell people, hey, look, I'm also a Dodger fan, but the Pirates, they're my team, right? Now, the Pirates back then were terrible. It was after they won the 3 divisions in the early 90s. Mid-90s were pretty bad. And the Dodgers would blow them out 2 games, but the Pirates would always manage to win 1 game. So I'm at one game at Dodger Stadium, and I'm drinking. I'm with buddies. And the whole game, people are throwing peanuts at me. They're screaming at me. It's playful, right? So in about the 8th inning, someone throws some more peanuts when I stand up. Pirates were blowing them out. It was like 10 to 1 or 10 to 2.
Wow.
So I catch a few of the peanuts that someone throws at me, and I lightly just toss them back, right? 2 seconds later, security guard comes down and says, "You're out." And I'm like, "Why?" And they're like, you were throwing peanuts. And I go, "Oh my God." I go, "The whole game, I have been pelted with empty cups and peanuts." And this is the greatest thing. This one guy, the row over, goes, "You know what? I hate that guy, but he's been getting stuff thrown at him the whole time. That's not fair." And now the security guard doesn't know what to do. The one guy who hated me the whole game is actually sticking up for me. And I just turn and go, folks, I'm out. And I walked up the I walked out with security, and they threw more stuff at me. And I'm like, why are you throwing that out? Why am I the guy? I literally caught a peanut and like soft tossed it back. But it was a lot of fun. So look, I do root for the Dodgers. You spend so much time now living in LA. Do you have a soft spot for him? I know you're Phillies through and through.
No, I do. I have zero soft spot, like none whatsoever. I don't like the fans. They say that the fans, they're really mean. People think the Philadelphia Phillies, because Philly, like we bombed Santa Claus with snowballs, drunk Santa Claus in like the 1970s, and it still sticks with us.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, what about the fact that they beat a guy until he's a paraplegic, the Giants fan in outside Dodger Stadium? Man, we'll talk about that. Was
Brian Shaw, I think.
Yeah,
for some reason that name sticks in my head.
Horrible what they did to that guy. And by the way, I have to hide my jersey after a game there. And you don't have to do that in Philadelphia. They'll razz you and all that. And because it's like a little competition. By the way, one time I would talk about failure. I went to the game one time. Okay. And the tickets were set. I'm really good friends with the broadcasters. I host them when they come out, the Philly broadcasters. I host them, ex-players and broadcasters. I host them for golf. I take them to golf but there's many, many years I've been doing this. So they got me the tickets this one time, and I'm sitting on the right field side, probably about 25 rows up. And I'm going, hey kids, I brought my kids. I go, I'm going to get a foul ball. I proclaimed I was going to get a foul ball. So the second inning, this high fly happens. I'm going, oh my God, that's coming my way. And I reach up and bam, it breaks my left hand, literally broke my hand. And the kid in back of me with a cast on grabs the ball. And now I'm there. I'm there. Oh my God, does that hurt? And it turns out it was on TV and identified me and everything because the broadcasters know me. My phone lit up from people I didn't even know knew me. You always did suck. Remember when you played for Val's Tavern? You blew the whole game. We had to blew the whole league. I got messages and I'm bombarded text messages. And then they lean out of the booth. They go, we got it all, Shoe. We got it all. Now, then they send ice down. It's mandatory. They bring ice for my broken hand.
They deported you?
And I'm
different. A cup of ice. I get it.
I didn't even think about that. Boy, the poor ice cream truck these days, he can't scream ice cream anymore.
That's true.
Ice cream. Oh no, I mean softies. Anyway, so I'm there with and I wave them off. I go, they'll call me a puss in Philadelphia. Go away. And you see me doing that on camera, right? So I'm in a shame spiral for 2 innings. I kid you not. 2 innings later, another high fly, same exact high fly. It's coming towards me. I'm going, what am I going to do? And impulse took over. There's no way I'm missing this one. My good hand, my right hand, the kid who got the ball in back of me, I took his cap and I caught the ball in the air, in the cap. I rose up. You mother. I was victorious. Of course, not as many text messages from Philly happened on the victory. No. They don't like victory.
No.
So and then the broadcaster goes. They showed it in slow motion. It shows me holding it up. I came out of the crowd with the ball. He goes, "It's Shoe. What are the odds? 2 balls.
2 balls. That's incredible. And by the way, when you celebrate just now, the tag flapping is hysterical. On this. So listen, I want to back up about the Dodger fans. And do you know Ed Driscoll, comedian from Pittsburgh? Yeah. He's been around a long time. Ed's very funny. So he was going to a Pirate game at Dodger Stadium, and it was beach towel giveaway or something. It was beach towel giveaway. So he has the Dodger beach towel and he's leaving the stadium. He's in the parking lot. The Pirates actually won the game. And someone gives him shit. They're like, he goes, hey, we wear a Pirates jersey. And without thinking, okay, because this had just happened, that had happened to that Giants fan. He wasn't thinking, but being the comedian, he knew he had to retort. So like, hey, yeah, wait, what are you doing with that Dodger towel if you're a Pirate fan? And he goes, yeah, thank God they gave these away. I'm out of toilet paper. And he says that. As soon as he says it in his head, he's like, I'm going to die. They're going to kill me. And instead, the guys laughed and just kind of went psh, and let him go. But he's like, probably one of the dumbest things he's ever done. But he goes, as a comic, first thing was to retort. And he lived. And he's still alive. And
I love coming from back east because it is such a different, it's a rooted feel. It's like you just know. I went to the game last year, the Eagles against the Rams, right? I took my son. I raised my kids to all be Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, Phillies fans through and through. We're walking in, and they have Rams towels. And I turned to my son like Nostradamus. I said, I will guarantee you every Philly fan that is handed this towel will say the same line. Do you know what the line would be? He's handed
no.
it's a Rams towel. Can you guess what a Philadelphian would say? And I was on the money. 7 in a row said the same line. You know what? With the Philly accent. Here it is. Hey, it's a great Rams towel. Can wipe my ass with it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. 7 for 7 on that.
Hey, this is great. Wipe my ass with it. Wipe my ass. One after the next. My son's going, are you a genius? I said, I told you this is the line they're all going to say. It's programmed into us. Wipe my ass with it.
Put a little water on there and
with it.
I love it. That is hysterical. All right, now I want to get to football. Now we got to talk about last night's game. Now listen, your team's 4-1. They lost to Denver. They were up by 17 points. They had a big lead against Denver. Yeah. They dropped that game. You think, all right, they're going to rebound against the divisional foe Giants.
I took this one. I didn't get the bet in on time. I absolutely won this bet.
Taking the Giants.
I'm not only the Giants, I was going to tease it with the over. I was going to Giants and over. I mean, I won that in the first half.
Yeah. Have you been betting lately? Have you been using
every day, every time, except I missed last night. That would have been my big bet. I was definitely going for that.
Yeah. I thought the Giants would cover. I thought they'd keep it close. Now we got to talk about Jalen Hurts in the passing game right now. AJ Brown had some catches and some yards. There was that rumor that Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, and Jalen Hurts had this 2-hour closed door meeting. I don't know what's going on. They're 4-2. They're fine. They're 4-2. I remember last year when Sirianni was yelling at fans on the sideline, people said he's lost team. They're going to be nuts. They win the Super Bowl. Yeah. What is the state of the union with the Philadelphia Eagles right now, in your opinion?
Well, I think a little hungover from the Super Bowl.
Sure.
Let's not deny that.
That happens, yeah.
And I also think offensive coordinators knew, and that takes a time to adjust. And that's a big thing. People don't realize that.
People forget that, yeah.
The play calling, there's somebody that I think Dan Orlovsky did it, and he analyzed it. You can predict every play by where Saquon stands. I mean, it's really bad. I mean, it's so obvious to us watching. And not to go to AJ Brown, who's one of the greatest receivers in the league.
He's a beast. Yeah, I don't understand it either.
It just doesn't I have him in fantasy, so my resentment is upper level. Throw it to AJ Brown.
Funny how that happens.
Even last night when I knew we were going to lose, I go AJ Brown all day long. Just the dude is a beast. I went to the camp this year, the very first day of camp.
Okay.
And the feel was just so relaxed. And I said, this is good. This is good because they're very relaxed to the point of now it's cocky. Now it's kind of reversed. They go, wait a minute. We got to take this serious.
Right.
And I think Lane Johnson mentioned it yesterday that they're just not creative enough.
Yeah.
They're not putting the pedal to the metal. They have to start annihilating teams to really teach people a lesson. Every week it's the same thing. They let the other team back in, and
the Ram game was a lucky win, really. I mean, that blocked field goal. I mean, they could have lost it.
And all of Philadelphia's go, we lost this one, you jackasses. Look at this. When he was lining up, there's not a single person in Philadelphia, any fan that ever said, "Oh, this is we're gonna win this game." There's nobody.
No way.
We're programmed like that.
Cover the spread, by the way, on that return. That was the amazing thing. You think you're going to lose? Then they win and cover the spread with the long touchdown run by Davis.
Jordan Davis. By the way, who could ever predict that somebody with 400 pounds could run that fast? I mean, that was unbelievable.
18 miles an hour, according to Amazon says. He was running 18 miles an hour for a man that size. Wow. That is frightening. Yeah.
So we hang out with these players. They're just gigantic. Jordan Mailata, boy, talk about a big piece of Australian beef. I mean, he's a real. I don't know if did you know this, by the way? Oh, I get a little promo in here.
Yes, please.
I have a TV show with the Eagles.
On Amazon, correct?
Yeah, we shot it there. It's called Wolfpack with no K, just Wolfpack. It's an entrepreneur show. We have 4 of the episodes are actually done at the stadium, and then Dominic Brown is in another episode. He played for the Phillies, so we go down to that stadium. Yeah. But I took BP, by the way, which is cool. Of course,
How'd you hit?
of course, the better BP that I took ends up in the show. The
Sure.
strikes, you do not see the strikes. So I talked to the editor. I said, "You're not going to show my strikes."
Slip him with
But
20.
But anyway, it's an entrepreneur show. It takes place all over Philadelphia, and it uses a lot of the Philadelphia characters, people that played for the Eagles. Brian Dawkins in it, Seth Joyner, great linebacker.
Yeah.
He's in an entire episode, but it's called Wolfpack. It's a really cool show. It's like the resentment show of Shark Tank, because we didn't like Shark Tank. So we
Right.
created this where it's more personal.
I
It's
love
only
it.
one, every episode is one company vying for the Wolves to invest in them. But the Eagles were so cool to me. They just
Wow.
invited us in. They did our catering for us, and they're really a great organization. They have really shifted from the days of Rich Kotite. I always love when Philadelphians have somebody to resent that has a vowel in their name. It's awesome when you hear the radio. Eric Lindros blows.
Never got to cup Lindros. Oh, we used to boo him so hard.
Oh my God, did we booed him in Philadelphia? Rich Kotite, can't stand Rich Kotite's gotta go. Ray Rhodes, Ray Rhodes gotta go. I'm telling you,
God.
if you have a good vowel in your name, the Philadelphians, once they hate you, they'll full on nasal it up, and just perfect for talk shows.
Right. They can't really say anything bad about Dick Vermeil. Not enough vowels, right?
Vermeil. No, Vermeil.
I guess there's the E.
Yeah, no, Vermeil.
I met him at an airport one time. It was after he'd won the Super Bowl with the Rams. He had a big ring on. We were both standing to bar, and I went, "Hey, coach, how's it going?" I go, "Hey, what do you think of my Steelers?" And it was as he walked into the first class lounge. He goes, "They need a lot of help." He walked away. I shook my hand. I looked at his ring. It was just, they need a lot of help.
Those are the days. He had Ron Jaworski.
I love Jaws, man. I wanted them to beat the Raiders in that 1980 Super Bowls after the Steelers, because I hated the Raiders. And the guy King had a long run, and Rod Martin had two picks for the Raiders.
Weren't they the first wild card team?
They were. Yeah, they were.
First one. Of course. I love Philadelphia. He's always on the other side of records.
Right. Right. Exactly.
We get the assist on records. So yeah, we're the first team to lose to a wild card team in the Super Bowl history. Yeah.
I love it. All right, Craig. So listen, I have a game I want to play with you, but while we're setting it up, it's a little 60-second game. It's this or that questions, opinionated. It's grilled. It only takes 60 seconds. But where can people find you, and when are you coming back to Vegas?
CraigShoemaker.com. Funny you should say. A lot of people are asking me when I'm coming back. I'm looking to. I'm talking to South Point about doing the big room there again, and of course there's Kimmel's. I play Kimmel's, and I might want to look into some other places. Wise Guys, I heard, is a great place. So
yeah, the new one, the big one, is excellent. Yeah,
I'm kind of a free agent right now. I want to come back, but I'm just really checking out all the options right now.
Okay.
But I do love coming to Vegas.
I'm hearing the Horseshoe might be the home for the Laugh Factory. I don't know if it's a rumor or not.
Funny you should say that. I'm working for Harry tonight.
Okay.
In Covina.
Okay. Oh yeah.
By the way, come out to Covina, and also Ice House is coming up. I got a lot of gigs coming up. I'll also tell you about some other things I'm doing, but Harry is will not tell me.
Okay.
And I'm close with Harry.
I know you are.
I know you heard rumors.
Yes.
Actually, I got you in with Harry.
You did. Right? We did. He won't book me still. I mean, because he's waiting for the new club, I guess. But yes, put in a good word for me with him. But yes, I just heard from a reliable source that so if you want to say to him, "Hey, I heard through the grapevine it could be Bally's." Not Bally's, Horseshoe. It's now the Horseshoe.
And then watch his face.
Yeah, exactly. Read his face. Let me know what he does.
If he says I can either confirm or deny, then you know it's true.
Go. And don't say it came from me, because I'm still trying to get in with them. It's so frustrating. It's like I've been a regular at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood. My picture's up on the wall, but okay, that's not good enough. All right, Attila, I know you're still there.
I have an interesting proposal I just thought of. Most people promote all sorts of things, right? And come see me and follow me. I have a big laugh bath coming up. It's a guided laughitation, global laugh bath where we all laugh together. So go to CraigShoemaker.com for that. That's next Wednesday. Everybody can come in virtually. We're all going to laugh together. This world is too toxic, and I've got the solutions. It's awesome. Right. It's guided laughitation and chuckle chatter. You never see anything like it. It's not jokes. It's laughter. It's unbelievable, the results. I just got back from, I was hired to do a rehab over in Utah. One woman was suicidal. She walked out. Her husband called up crying, said, "My wife hasn't laughed in 15 years, and now thank you so much." And another one, I said, I changed the vibration through laughter. She expressed that her child Her grown daughter has not spoken to her in years. I swear this is true. I'll show you the text. She then texted me the next day. The daughter called her from setting out that great vibration of laughter. The next day, she hadn't spoken to her in years.
Well,
so
look,
that's one thing I want to.
You've done so many good things besides just being a great comic. So that's
yeah. I really want to make the world a better place. I'm tired of the fighting, social media. People are going at it. I refuse to do it. I refuse to buy into it. They're sucking us in. It's clickbait. It's terrible. By the way, whenever I post something positive, nobody listens. So now I'm going to open up all my posts with, I murdered somebody today. Whoa. Okay.
Now that I've got your attention. All right, here we go.
Now, hold on. One more thing. Go.
Real
quick thing.
No, go.
This is really unusual. I'm doing a movie. A friend of mine is doing a movie, right? It's in West Virginia, close to Pennsylvania. So this is the proposal I'm going to put out there. This has never been done in history. If you have $25,000 or $50,000, I will give you a producer credit and a little part in the movie. So contact Craig Shoemaker, Craig at CraigShoemaker.com. And it's a great movie. It's a horror film. It's going to make a lot of money. So it's a great investment. Plus, you get a producer credit and you get an acting credit.
Holy crap. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's
pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it's very cool.
You can buy your way into show business for $25,000, $50,000. You can be a producer and have a credit and an investment that will come back at 15%. I'm telling you, it's a great investment because horror makes a lot of money.
Yeah, always.
And it's such a low budget that it'll hit the money instantly. So let's see how powerful your show is. I want to see who contacts.
Yeah, okay, let's try. And then I forgot, next week, the thing I did on AMC, the horror thing is coming out. We'll show a preview of that.
Oh, wow.
CraigShoemaker.com. Here we go. We're going to play Grilled. Here we go. 60 seconds on the clock. Quick questions. Look at that football. Boosh. All right,
I'm nervous. I'm nervous right now.
Don't be nervous.
I feel like I'm back on Street Smarts.
No, here we go. Best music. We started? There we go. Best music artist from Philadelphia.
Hall Notes.
That's a good answer. Comic hero growing up.
George Carlin.
Nice. Most hated sports franchise.
Dallas Cowboys.
That's always the answer. All-time favorite Philadelphia Eagle.
Ooh, wow. I was like tough guys. Seth Joyner.
Seth Joyner, good one. Biggest jerk you've ever met, athlete or celebrity?
Oh, Lenny Dykstra.
Oh, no.
Yeah, my favorite player totally let me down. We golfed together. All he did was smoke cigarettes and ignore me.
All right. Favorite celebrity you've ever met?
Favorite celebrity, Sam Jackson. He's a buddy.
Go. Oh, wow. All right, and last but not least, because Philly had a rough night, can you just give me a little Rocky Balboa that everything's going to be all right?
Yo, Adrian, I'm a southpaw. You know what southpaw means? You're facing Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Just face Jersey and everything's going to be all right. You know what I mean?
The man has gotten 1 billion laughs in his career. Check him out at CraigShoemaker.com. Craig, I'll
Adrian, I'm about to punch myself in the face, Adrian.
All right, we'll be back with Richard Lopresta. This is going to be a great interview. We're even going to sit down right after this break. Thank you, Craig Shoemaker, the man.
Hi, everyone. Just hopping on to tell you about the best deal in sports betting. Power ratings from Kenny White, $50 a month, all four major sports. You get college football and college basketball. These sheets are like gold. I check them daily to compare them to my numbers and then feel like I have stronger bets going each day. Here's an example. This is a baseball sheet here. You get all the pitchers going, whether they're a righty or a lefty. You get their stats, how many innings they pitched, their ERA, their strikeouts, their walks, their whips. You get the streaks for each team, their offense and defensive rating. There's so much more. This is a 3-sheet page, but right here, probably the best part, you get KW's line. You can compare it to the books line, and if you have a big enough difference, you can make a play. Great day here, and I even highlighted the ones I liked. Diamondbacks winner. Marlins was a big difference. They won that game outright. Phillies, easy winner. And then see this under here? Books hung a 7.5. Easy under between the Reds and the Padres in that one. Can you imagine this? For every sport, you better sign up now. College football, NFL will be in your inbox tomorrow. $50 a month. Tell them Alex sent you. Remember, KennyWhiteSports.com.
Worked in the past. Okay, cool. All right, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Where we changed the setup. Look, we now have chairs. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm meeting this gentleman for the first time as you are. This is Richard Lopresta. Richard, am I saying that right?
Lopresto.
Richard, it's Lopresto. Sorry.
Yeah,
I put an A on the end.
Don't worry about it.
In my family, I'm Nicotero. When they came to Ellis Island, we've done research. it was Nicotero, and they changed the A to an O because I bump into Nicoteras, and turns out we are related somehow. So I don't know. So I'm an O, you're an O. I should have remembered it.
Now, watch this. Something interesting.
Go for it.
We were Lopresti in Sicily. In Sicily,
See?
we were Lopresti. But then when my dad was up, he was in the OSS during World War II,
Okay.
and he spoke like 4 languages.
Wow.
So when he came back after the war, he said nobody would hire him because the Italians had kind of a bad name because they sided with Nazi Germany. So he decided to, when he applied for medical school, he applied for 33 and only made 1. And he had to change his name from I to O to make that one school. It was called Downstate Med in Brooklyn.
Wow.
That's where he did his med school at.
Wow, very cool. All right, enough about Ellis Island and immigration, I guess, but fascinating stuff. That's a whole other show. Richard, you're a big sports fan. Where did you grow up? Who are your teams? And then we're going to talk betting.
Okay, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
And I've been around sports betting and bookmaking and numbers and everything, even as a child back in Brooklyn. So I've been around it my whole life. So I'm just so grateful for the knowledge that I gleaned from it. I even took it to college with me too. And I was betting people even back in college and in high school. We were making bets on a game called Stratomatic.
Oh, Stratomatic baseball. Yes. Oh my God, I had that. You know, it's
a great
funny.
game.
It's funny because everyone I'm meeting in this show, the bookmakers, even bettors, handicappers that I've interviewed at the other show, all of us seem to be betting in high school or junior high. I made my first bet and I booked my first bet in 1984, the Super Bowl, the Niners versus Dolphins. I took the Dolphins and then bet my friend $1 for each point difference. And of course, the Niners crushed them. I lost all my Christmas money. But then they always came back and I did okay.
Oh,
I was buying puddings for friends at lunch. What is that? 25 cents? Here's $2. Go ahead, honey. Give us all the pudding you got. But so are you a sports fan? Who are your teams in it? Where did you grow up?
I grew up a diehard New York Mets fan.
Okay.
Because that was our team. The Dodgers left Brooklyn.
They left Ebbets Field, sure.
My dad was a huge Dodger fan, even when he was an undergrad and then medical school after the war. So we became Met fans by de facto. We defaulted to the Mets. So I'm still a diehard Mets fan to this day.
They kind of collapsed this year. They had the best record in baseball. Was it 45-24 at one point? Giant lead. And then Cohen's, he's putting a lot of money to this team. Can't be happy with that. But Pete Alonso is a guy. I'm a Pirates fan. So Pete Alonso, boy, he'd look good in black and gold. So I know he's playing the more. I would love it. We need a first baseman. We need power. He would be huge.
He'd be perfect for you guys. He'd be perfect.
He'd be perfect.
He'd be perfect for you.
Now, what about football? Giants or Jets?
Actually, you know what's funny? We had Jets season tickets growing up, but the Giants were always our team because back then, like you had to wait for somebody to die to get Giants tickets. So my dad decided not to sit way up there for the Giants games, and we had like Jet season tickets right there. I mean,
good seat.
Yeah, like behind the bench.
Okay.
So like Joe Willie, when I was 8 or 9 years old, I'm watching Namath and Maynard and George Sauer.
Sure.
You got to forgive my cough.
No,
I'm a little bit hoarse. Sorry,
okay.
guys. Sorry out there, guys.
I'm from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, where Joe Namath is from.
That's where he's from.
He's where he's from. So his brother Frank Nicotero taught me how to swim at a local pool when I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? So I've always had a little partial love for the Jets as my second favorite AFC team. All right, let's talk about betting and bookmaking. What kind of bettor are you? You're still doing it?
Yeah, I was back in the day. I was outside the Stardust Hotel in the 80s.
Okay.
There was a bank of phones like there, which must have been the busiest phones in the free world. I mean, there were guys moving money and with stacks of change and all kinds of fights over the phone. There was a guy named Frankie the Phone that I actually was there for this. Unfortunately, that became his name after he beat a guy half to death. The guy wouldn't stop. And I knew Frankie well. We were friends. We never commingled. We were just friends.
Right.
We didn't do business with each other. And I remember him beating this poor guy up. And the guy was younger than him. And he was really a wise guy. And Frankie just took him apart with the phone. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He just beat him up right there. So then the police came and Stardust security came out, but nobody went to jail. You know, like in those days, nobody went to jail. I stayed out of it because I mean, like, what am I going to jump in the middle of it? I'm going to be next because I weighed about 175, 180 then.
Okay.
So it's like, man, I'm not going to mess with these guys. I'll get killed out here.
What was his nickname before Frankie the Phone?
he didn't really. Frankie Totals. I'm sorry.
Frankie Totals.
Frankie Totals. I'm glad I remembered it.
Oh my
Thank
God, you pulled it.
I'm glad I remembered it.
Frankie Totals.
Frankie Totals.
But
Then
instantly-
became Frankie the Phone. He was born again. You know how he was. I'm a Christian. He was born again. Frankie the Phone.
I might. Is he still around? Because I might need to take that name, Frankie the Phone.
I think he's up there with Sonny Reisner up in heaven,
Okay.
booking bets up there with St. Peter.
Frankie
they're-
the Phone. Oh my goodness. So this weekend, is there any games you're looking at, or do you not look
I'm
until?
actually looking at a lot of games, and thank God I work with people that are much smarter than me.
Okay.
Because
Same here.
I'm extremely busy. I'm doing a movie based on my book, so you know I get into contests every year for enjoyment.
Nice.
And the highest I ever finished was 9th at the Hilton.
Oh,
back
wow.
when now there's so many people in the contest, it's so hard to get top 10 even now.
Over at the Westgate.
Westgate or at the Cirque. I do the Cirque one as well, and it's so hard to get in the money because I mean there's so many people get in now. You know,
Wow.
so many get in. But I'm looking at Missouri. I kind of like Missouri.
I do like
at home.
Missouri against Alabama
Yeah.
as well. They're undefeated. I think they stay that way. All right, I want to talk about this now. Dave White is our director of sales. You guys hear me talk about Dave White. Now, Kenny White Sports is why we're here. KennyWhiteSports.com. Go there. Get the power ratings. Last night, I am told by Keith, what was it again? He can't hear me now. The power ratings were 2-0-1 last night. We had a tie because of the hook threw it off. But 2-0-1. Folks, you get the power ratings, $50 a month. Every morning, you'll get an email from Kenny White. There'll be baseball, football, hockey season has started, college football. 2-0-1. Thank you, Keith. This is a running joke. Keith's coming up in about 20 minutes. But anyway, Keith, what was it again? 2-0-1.
Power ratings last night. 2-0-1, ladies and gentlemen.
When you see the big discrepancies on the power ratings that Kenny sends you, those are the games you should jump on. He explains it on Bet the Gambit every morning from 9 to 10, Monday through Friday. You got to check out Kenny's show. But listen, $50 a month. I know you're going to bet more than $50 this month. Why not do it the right way? Get the information from Kenny. You can also call our buddy Dave White at 702-712-4644. And you can talk about the VIP package, VIP Gold. VIP Gold went 6-1 last week. Lost a game early, came back big with 6 wins. So Kenny White Sports. Now, this book that Dave gave me a copy of, and I have it next to my computer, and I started it last night. Now, I am a diehard baseball fan. I love baseball movies. This is a book first and hopefully becoming a movie, right?
Yes, sir. And we're doing a prayer tour prior to that. But I've got to tell you something that you're going to like about the book and the movie
Okay.
because you're from Pittsburgh.
I am.
So when God first asked me to write the story, when I became a Christian in church, I had a beautiful lady next to me, and he started telling me what to say in the book and the movie. And the hero of the book is Roberto Clemente.
There you go.
And
21.
the movie, it opens with him and it closes with him. And he had a tragic death. Everybody in my neighborhood, even in Brooklyn, was devastated.
Yeah.
Because I was 12 years old. We didn't find out till like January 1st or 2nd that he had passed away. And it was numbing.
Yeah.
It was just, everybody was like, because we saw him when I went to Shea Stadium, he'd be in right field. We'd watch him do his throws during the warm-ups and stuff. I mean, he was an incredible man and an incredible athlete. So
great humanitarian.
yeah, so God really gave me a good
So he's in the book. He's
the hero of the story.
I love it.
The book and the movie open with him and it closes with him. So I'm not going to tell you how it closes, but you'll have to read it for yourself or go online or whatever. But yeah, he's the hero.
And it's called Old Timers Day. And I love As Told by God to You, Richard Lopresto.
Yes, sir.
And that's the way you feel about it. Now, I know this is hopefully becoming a movie. I can't wait to read this book. And you have a baseball with you too. What is that?
Yes, sir. This is the baseballs that I had made especially for the movie.
So clever.
And
Great marketing.
Oh, I just figured a lot of people would take a look at that. And so luckily everybody wants them. And I honestly don't really charge anybody. A few people refused to not pay me. So they did give me money for them. But I think we'll sell a lot of these online and during the prayer tour and at the motion picture screening.
That is unbelievable. That is a beautiful piece of
thank you very
memorabilia
much.
right there. And then Ebbets Field right there.
There it is. That's where the game is played. The game is played at the Ghost of Ebbets Field. And that's where the game takes place. So during the movie, the Ebbets Field will look like it does in 42. It'll look like it does in that movie. That's the set design people I'm bringing in to do it. So they're excited to do Ebbets Field again.
All right. And I want to ask you,
yes, sir.
Keith, are you going to come in? We'll talk in a second. Your biggest gambling win. What's the biggest bet you ever hit or biggest loss?
Giants, the first Super Bowl when they beat the
Buffalo?
Patriots.
Oh, Patriots.
When the Giants beat the Patriots, everybody knew it was a bad number. And it's funny because I have a lot of friends in Brooklyn, and the Russians back there, because I see them from time to time when they come out here once or twice a year, they were so overloaded with Giants money, man.
Wow.
They just got smoked on that. And I knew it was a bad number. They should have opened at 10 or 10 and a half, and it opened like 13 or 12 and a half. And the action was so one-sided, and it just kept dropping. So I was fortunate. I got down really early. That's the biggest score I ever made.
Nice.
Yeah, that was really nice to see that.
Well, I appreciate you coming in. I can't wait to finish the book because I started it the other night. You're friends with Dave White. Remember, you can call Dave White. If you personally want to talk to Dave White, you can talk to him about the movie as well because he's helping you get this movie made.
Yes, he is.
Dave White, 702-712-4644. And Richard Lopresto, where can people find out more about this on social media?
Go to oldtimersday.com. We're across social media. We've already got 47,000 followers on Instagram.
Do it.
So we're on Instagram, Facebook, across all social media, YouTube. And feel free to reach out and tell me what you think about the book. I get calls and texts and emails from literally all over the world telling me they don't even understand baseball, but the ending of the book makes them feel so good that they read the ending over and over again.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm just so grateful to God because I could have never thought of anything this good. I give him all the credit. I hadn't written anything since college,
Wow.
when I wrote this. So
Can't
very
wait
grateful.
to finish it. All right, Keith, should we do crosstalk or it's getting late, right? We should just wrap up. Do you want to come in and say hi? I mean, I don't know how we would do it. So, are you sure? Yes. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, he's wearing his UNLV shirt. They're looking to go 6-0 this weekend. I like them. I like UNLV. Air Force is like 1-4. Take UNLV late at 6.5 or something like that. Yeah, take UNLV. The game's here. And Air Force will be grounded because if you try to fly out of this airport sometimes, you get delayed. So they don't know what they're doing. There's no one there to call in the planes. There's no air traffic control either. Bet UNLV. All right, listen, we're going to wrap up the show. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, get to Kenny White Sports. Now, I know you guys are bettors out there. Please get the power ratings. Kenny's power ratings are on fire. Last weekend, the VIP Gold, all winning weekends where you'll get picks, not only from Kenny, but also Coach Dave, Ken Murphy. Who else am I forgetting? Indiana, tons of people on the site that are well qualified. And okay, so Keith show's coming up at 1. Do you have Jonathan with you? Octagon John will be on to talk UFC. Keith will break down a lot of football using Kenny White's information. Thank you for watching the show, everybody. We will be back on Monday. A lot of great guests next week. I got Butch Bradley, a couple huge handicappers coming in on the show. So we appreciate you watching. Like and share. I'm Frank Nicotero. So listen, get the power ratings so you can win some money so you can pick up the check for lunchtime tomorrow.